Good afternoon, YouTube. This man, all the way George Page, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, I didn't think I was gonna do too much MMA talk, because after UFC 261, you know, our face gonna be kind of quiet. I don't, maybe there might be some big fights coming this summer, but nothing coming. I know there was last night was a fight night, UFC Vegas 225, and there were three women fights on there on the card. I think the main card was uh, was it Dominic Reyes versus some dude. I forgot the dude's name. Like I said, I'll keep up with the men as much, like, pay more attention to women because the women do need more attention because they're the ones who don't get enough. There's not enough talk for them. That's why I'm guys like my man WMA Addict, and my man the coach and Combo Breaker 99 and all these other guys try to give more attention to women because they need it. The guys got it, like I said, like same thing with female bodybuilding. Like, I do bodybuilding videos. There's like 11 million thousand sites dedicated to the men, and so few dedicated to the women. That's why I mostly do MMA talk about the women. Every now and then I talk about some guys like Conor McNuggets or Can't Get Right John Bones Jones. But anyway, one of my favorite fighters, well, how I became a fan of quite some time, is Randa Marcos. As you know, a while back I did a video where Randa Marcos had tested positive for the virus. And she was supposed to fight an up-and-coming fighter by the name of Luana Pinhiero from Brazil. And Pinhiero won the Contender Series some time ago. So the fight came on last night. And this fight was originally scheduled back in March because Ronda was tested positive for the virus. It was pushed back. They could have, like I said, but this is the thing I always kind of think in my mind. There's been several fighters who have gotten positive for the virus, and there was enough time. There was enough time that they could have, they got replaced. But there's been three fighters that I thought about, who got tested for the virus, and still their fights were pushed back. Angela Hill, her fight against Ashley, Yoda. No, yeah. Because Ashley Yoda, she had to fight Angela Hill, but it was somebody her camp got test positive for. Angela Hill, she was supposed to fight Tisha Torres, but instead of getting pushed back, Tisha Torres got an easy fight with Sam Hughes, and Marion Renault, her fight with Macy Chazon was pushed back. They could have just fallen on the point of Macy Chazon. They could have found anybody in 135. That's just. But we all know. But I've seen other fighters who their opponent either got injured or the opponent got sick with the COVID. They got another opponent. There's enough time to find another opponent. But that's not a here and there. Certain people know love this. Anyway, I found the fight. The fight wasn't that long. Like I said, I was playing details. You know about it. And Panejo was doing pretty good. But the fact was, I think she was trying to rush for a knockout. And and Randa, she was holding her own because Randa hasn't fought war. She's been in UFC for, I think, almost 7 years, and she gets thrown in with a lot of prospects. At one point, Randa gets an eye poke. And this is where, if I was Randa, I'd say, you know what, I just, she could have, but she kept on going because Randa is a warrior. I respect the quiet storm. She is a warrior, and then at one point when you're on the ground, Randa hits Luana with an up kick, and and Luana, she gets knocked out. But to me, the knockout looked a little too iffy. I mean, it looked like, you ever watch one of those horror movies when the woman sees somebody gets murdered or something, the monster, she faints? This looks more like what that is. I mean, this is pretty good acting, So they called the match a disqualification because of illegal up kick by Randa Marcos. But here's the thing is, the referee could have enough courage to say, you know what, let's call it, because still early in the fight. Still early in the fight. It's just the first round. Could have called it a no contest. And both opponents were down. So how can this be called, when they're both fighting? You can't, they're both on the ground, and this is like more of an accident than anything. And this could have been just called a no contest. And Randa felt bad about this, and then generally she should. I mean, honestly, it was an accident, and she sat out for months with like try to recover from COVID. She was ready to come back, and she's been on a 4-fight losing streak for since for a year or more. And Randa usually has that type of where she wins one, she loses one, she wins one, she loses one. But she's been on just some fights, you know, I would say she got dominated. Some fights where she should have did better. Those are some fights that I think she was screwed out of a win. But I like Randa Marcos. She's generally a good fighter. And she's been in the game for quite some time. Remember, she was part of the original set of women who started in UFC when they did the Tough series a few years ago. Her, Rose, Felice Herring, Angela Hill, Carla Esparza. I mean, most of those women who did that Tough that year are still in the UFC. And Randa's one of them. She's an OG, might as well say. And as you know, she was recovering from COVID. She was at home. She was, just trying to get herself ready for this fight months. I mean, this fight was like supposed to happen back in March, and it's already May now. And you know what? Randa got some nice. Oh my God! I try not to go perfect sage, but she's one of the few MMA fighters who have natural boobs. Nice natural boobs. I'm honestly. But Luana Pinhiero, whatever her name is, she's supposed to be this big prospect. She fought in Contender Series and she knocked this girl out in the first round. Big whoop-de-doo. But there's the thing about these contenders, these Dana White Contender Series fighters, they always have the worst luck. They usually end up after a while, they lose the first couple of fights, and that's the problem is when you bring on somebody like this, there's a big difference between her and Randa. Randa was on a show where she had to fight different opponents. And she fought maybe 2 or 3 fights on the Contender Series. And, while, Luana fought only 1 fight just to get on, 2 or 3 fights on Tough, and it was just 1 fight on the Contender Series. And Randa is a warrior. She's been in the game for quite some time. And she fought, she threw in, I remember my man, Coach Sarah Harris did an interview where she had an injury. She had to fight Marina Rodriguez. And that fight ended with a draw, and Randa was doing pretty good. They could have, if she pushed it a little more, she could have won that fight. Then she fights goofy ass Mana Hebus, and it was by unanimous decision. I mean, it was just a dominant fight. Then she fights Murata, Kanaro Murata, and Murata just beat her. I'm not gonna talk about the Randa Marco, the Mackenzie Thurman one. That's one I'm not gonna talk about. And then this fight here. This was just, and I'm already seeing people on the internet talking about comparing her to Aljamain Sterling. Y'all, I'm gonna say it like this. Stop comparing that shit to Aljamain Sterling. Let me give you something like this. Aljamain Sterling had a man run his knee in his face while he's down. And there's evidence where Petrin Yan was told to do this, and he did it. It's not the same. Now, if you thumb this down, thank you for thumbing this down, because I love my haters. Because that tells me that you had enough time that you want to watch this. Because you know what? I love the haters. That tells me you have enough time that you want to watch this. So thank you for hating on this. But Petrin Yan had the mindset to hit a man while he's down. That is not the same. You know what? Luana was better. Her acting was better than some of these soccer players. You know how these soccer players, how they fake an injury. They get the ref throws the yellow card or whatever. And sometimes better than some of these NBA players. I've seen LeBron fake injuries just as better. I mean, just as good. Or maybe Kobe Bryant or who else? I'm trying to remember. Shaq, even when he fall. I remember Kevin Hart get a joke about how Shaq falls. Like, he falls in slow motion. But Randa, you are a great fighter. I even said on I feel like this was her fight to win. I felt like I watched a clip of the fight. Like I said, the fight wasn't that long. You can find a video on it. I ain't gonna pay no money to Dana White to watch his fights. I ain't put all my money in my pocket for that Lex Luthor looking motherfucker. And you know what? If she had just maybe a second round, she probably would have beat Luana Pero. She probably would have beat her because she's crafty, she's smart, and honestly, she's beautiful. I think she, I think she needs to go back to her natural color. I mean, she's a proud Canadian, a Persian woman. She's from Iran. She's from Iraq. She's really from Iraq, and she's a proud, beautiful Persian woman. And I think she looks beautiful. I think she looks beautiful with her natural hair color, just dark and beautiful. I love the dark, beautiful features of a woman. I mean, just wow. But to Luana Pinejo, you're a great actor. I'm giving, I'm gonna give my clap to you. I'm gonna give you a clap on this one. That's great performance, great performance, great performance. Bravo, bravo, encore, encore, encore. You know what? I'm not gonna give you an Oscar. You know what I'm gonna give you? A SAG award. SAG, what SAG award is? A Screen Actor Guild Award. It's given to the best performers in acting. And it's award from actors to actors. So Luana Perero, you are a great actor. So here goes your SAG. This is Man All the Way, George Page. Don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.